News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said on Tuesday that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reaffirmed his commitment to a proposed multi-stage ceasefire in Gaza and that Hamas is the only one yet to agree to the plan. Blinken mentioned the United Nations Security Council's approval of a United States drafted resolution calling on Israel and Hamas to implement the ceasefire deal made it as clear as it possibly could be that this is what the world is looking for. After the 14-0 vote on Monday, with Russia abstaining, Hamas issued a statement welcoming that the Council has affirmed a permanent ceasefire in Gaza and indicating a willingness to engage in indirect negotiations over implementing the principles that are consistent with the demands of people and resistance. Blinken said on Tuesday that response is a hopeful sign, but he added that what counts now is the word coming from Gaza and from the Hamas leadership in Gaza. Blinken spoke after meeting with Benny Gantz, who left Netanyahu's emergency government on Sunday, while saying Netanyahu is mismanaging the war, and with opposition leader Yair Lapid. Both Gantz and Lapid stressed the need to secure a deal in comments posted on X after their talks with Blinken.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
In other news overseas, Malawi's president said Vice President Saulos Chilima, his wife, and 8 others were killed when their plane crashed in a dense forest on Monday. In a televised address to the nation on Tuesday, President Lazarus Chakwera said search and rescue teams found the completely destroyed wreckage of the plane near a hill in Malawi's Chicangagua forest. He added there were no survivors. The 51-year-old Chilima and his party were aboard a military aircraft that departed the capital Lilongwe at 9:17 in the morning local time on Monday, bound for the northern city of Misuzu. When bad weather prevented it from landing at the Misuzu airport, the plane was ordered to return to the capital. It went missing a short time later. Malawi's military led the search for the aircraft and received help from neighboring nations, according to Malawi Defense Force Commander Paul Valentino Firi. He said the search, which went on through the night, was hampered by bad weather and rugged terrain. First elected vice president in 2014, Chilima is reported to have been widely popular in Malawi, particularly among young people, and was considered a candidate for president in next year's elections.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And news from the Philippine Foreign Service Post, a Thanksgiving Mass was held at the St. Michael's Cathedral Basilica in Toronto to commemorate the 75th anniversary of Philippines-Canada diplomatic relations on the 4th of June 2024. The principal celebrant for the Mass was the Most Reverend Francis Leo, Metropolitan Archbishop of Toronto. The Mass was attended by personnel of the Philippine Consulate General in Toronto, led by Consul General Angelica C. Escalona, and more than 200 members of the Filipino community. In his homily, Archbishop Leo highlighted the positive values of the Filipino community, particularly kindness, goodness of heart, faith, and importance of family, which have enriched Canadian society. Noting the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the Philippines and Canada, the Archbishop also emphasized the importance of relationships between countries, communities, and families to benefit moral, emotional, spiritual, and religious growth. In her message, Consul General Escalona highlighted the important role of the Catholic Church in the migration story of Filipinos in Canada, noting that the Church has served as an anchor for Filipinos from the time they arrive in Canada and even after they have settled in the country.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.